Hello. Hello, Naveen. Can you hear us?
Yes, I'm able to hear you. Just give me a second. I'm just opening the applications. Hope you are able to hear me.
Yes.
Yes, Naveen.
Yeah, 1 second. Sorry. Some update was happened and it got restarted. One second. Yeah. Let me share the screen. Just confirm once you are able to see the screen.
Yes, Naveen.
Yes.
Right.
It's able to see.
So did we created UU01? So we have not copied to UU01, right? Copy as. So give company code here, UU01. So now you can check. UU01, Ultra Textiles, okay, San Francisco, USD, tolerance limit. So now tell me, any questions still here? Tolerance groups for GL accounts and tolerance groups for employees. So next step, what HR will do, I'll show you that. So the next step is assign users to tolerance groups. Same path, assign users to tolerance group. Hope you are able to hear me, right?
Yes, Navin.
So
Yes,
assign
sir.
users to tolerance groups. This is normally HR activity. The users will be created and the tolerance groups will be created and users will be created, right? And that will be linked here. For example, the transaction code is OB57. I'm not going with the path. OB57. Okay. OB57. So here we have one user, multiple users are there. Then here, see here. You can see here. So these are the tolerance groups and these are the user names. For example, this is SAP user normally, only one user we have, and the group will be blank. So we are not supposed to do anything in this particular training environment, but in real time, we are going to give the usernames, user IDs, and which group they are related to. AP, for example, I'm taking AP associate, then APA, for example. So that group will be created. User ID, user ID, user ID, 10 user IDs are there, and which group they are. For example, all are AP associates. APA, 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 next specialist, AP SP, APSP, APSP, something like that. So here we are going to assign the tolerance groups. Is this clear? And that group will be created by HR team. The user SAP basis consultant will create the user IDs and the tolerance group IDs will be created by HR team. So we are going to assign these usernames with the tolerance groups. Any questions on this?
Naveen, I have one question. As
Please
you
do.
said that tolerance group is created by HR team.
Yes.
So when we are posting the invoice, we have the tolerance for each vendor, right? We have some critical vendors as well. For
Sorry.
critical vendor, while posting the invoices for vendors, we have the critical vendors as well.
Correct.
So for critical vendors, we might be having the tolerance limit less or more. Depend. So who will give those critical vendors?
See,
list
that's
to
what
the
I'm
HR?
saying. This assigning part will not done by HR team. What
Okay.
HR team will do, HR team will create the group,
Okay.
right? Your manager will advise which user ID need to come under this particular group.
Okay.
Understood?
Okay.
This particular activity will not performed by HR team. HR team will create the groups, tolerance groups.
Okay.
And basis team, there is a technical team of SAP, will create your user IDs. If someone is working on SAP as an end user, you will have your user ID, login ID,
Yes.
SAP ID, right? So that SAP ID as a tech consultant, okay, project lead will say that these are the associates who will need to integrate with this particular tolerance group. So we
Okay.
are going to give those IDs here and we are going to select those tolerance groups.
Okay. Ma'am,
As a consultant.
correct me if I'm wrong. See, all the HR will create the tolerance group for
Correct.
AP, this group, GL and AR and
No,
XYZ.
they will create. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nothing but tolerance group is nothing but your designations.
Okay.
Clear? Who will give you the designation?
HR will.
Manager or your HR team?
HR team.
That's it. Designation is nothing but your group, tolerance group.
Okay. Okay.
Understood?
Got it. Now clear.
So here we will select SAP user and here because we have only one user, that is nothing but SAP user, and we will select it and we will leave it blank. Any questions on this? So in real time, when you are assigning these tolerance groups, then definitely you will have a list of end user accesses and as well as tolerance groups. So we will assign these groups here. Any questions? Yes, no.
No, Naveen. Clear.
Okay. So just leave it, save it. So data already saved. Okay. So next. So till here we have completed in our last week session.
Yes, Naveen.
Yeah. So next one, we are going to see Excel. I'll go to the Excel part. See here. So these are the things we have covered: chart of accounts, fiscal year, posting period variant, currency, field status, tolerance groups, correct? So document types. So document types, normally what we used to do in old batches, in the sense, like old in the sense, we used to cover after tolerance groups, we used to cover document types. But in new GL concept, when new GL concept is introduced and we have added that new GL concept in our course. So there are number of steps are added in document types. It's not, earlier it was very simple, hardly one session or two sessions we can, one session, within one session we used to complete document types part, less than one session. But now the SAP has merged few concept of CO, moved from CO to FI in document types. So it is almost all 3 to 4 complete sessions it will take document types. Clear? So now we are not going to cover document types part as of now. Okay, when we start, write down note, document types, write down a note, write down a note. So after these 3 steps, we are going to start with the document types. Okay, write down a note. Document types will be discussed in new GL accounting. Document types will be discussed in new GL accounting. So because of this, our course content, our course days, like duration, whatever duration is this, duration is there, that is got extended because of this new GL concept. Earlier, it's very simple. As I said that, what was the old formula? What was the old formula?
GL debit, GL
Debit
credit.
is equal to
GL debit
credit.
equal to GL credit, that's it. But when it comes to new formula,
Segment credit, GL
Segment
credit.
credit.
GL plus business area plus
Profit center,
profit
business
center
area.
plus segment.
Local
Debit equal
currency,
to
document.
same credit.
Same credit.
Clear? So we need to discuss in depth of this. So multi-dimensional, earlier there was a only dual dimensional reporting, not a multi-dimensional. But when the new concept is introduced, the new GL concept has been introduced. So we are going to discuss about multi-dimensional reporting. Clear? So because of this new GL account concept, SAP become a more powerful ERP compared to other ERPs. And we are going to discuss in depth of new GL concept. In depth of new GL concept. See, people will say that we can complete our SAP F5 or CO, whatever it is, can complete in 3 to 4 months. So straight away, 3 to 4 months in the sense, straight away you just think that they are not going to cover the new GL concept, or whatever new concept has been introduced in F5 and CO, they are not going to cover. They are going to cover only the classic. Because if we cover the complete FI and CO with the new concepts, whatever new concepts are there, then at least it will take 7 months at any cost. Complete 7 to 8 months.
Only FI part.
Not FI, complete FI and CO.
Okay.
Clear?
Okay.
So if somebody is saying 4 to 5 months, we can cover it in the sense, trust me, you can try it out. If any one of your friends has done the course, just check them. They cover the new GL concept?
No, they are not even covering the SM12T code, because some of the people who are
Sorry.
They are not even covering this SM12T code, because
Okay.
one of my friend who was attending in some other institute, He
Okay.
was coming. He came to me and asking me about this is locking and how can I proceed now. Like that.
That's what. See, that's the reason. Like, we'll go little slow in the sense. What does it mean? We will do complete subject, and as well as once you stepped out from this particular course, you're not supposed to feel that we didn't cover this. We didn't cover this. You're not supposed to feel that. Again, I'm reiterating. Again, it's again depends on your practice. Okay, so why I'm discussing this in the sense, if somebody is saying 3 to 4 months or 5 months, we have completed our FICO or whatever it in the sense, definitely it's a damn sure. I'll give a this one. I'll put on a paper stating that they are not going to cover any new concept in FI and as well as in CO. Again, I'm telling you, there is hell lot of new concept as introduced in FI part and as well as in CO part. Clear? Yeah. So we are going to just write it down. We are going to cover this document types part when we are going to start with, we will discuss in new GL concept. Any questions on this? Next one, write down posting case. It's again important one. Posting keys. Posting keys. Write down, put a heading as a posting case. Normally in manual accounting, what we will have posting key is in nothing but in SAP, we are calling it as a posting keys, something like that. So here, what is posting key? Posting key represents the debit line of the entry and the credit line of the entry. What do you mean by posting key? Posting key is nothing but which represent the debit line of the entry, okay, and the credit part of the entry or credit line of the entry in simple terminology. But in manually, what we will have debit line, how you will recognize whether it's a debit or credit. For example, if I say that, same thing. How you will come to know?
SAP, Naveen?
Sorry?
In SAP, you are asking, right?
No, in
If you
general.
have the- in
Here,
general.
manual accounting.
Manual
So
account.
every line will have either debit or
Debit or credit. Yes.
credit. That's it, right?
Yes.
But
Yes.
in SAP, we have a number of posting keys. Each module will have a different debit line posting keys and credit line posting keys.
Yes.
Number of posting keys we will have.
Yes.
Clear?
Yes. Yes.
So first of all, write down the path. Write down the path, posting keys. Define posting keys. Write down define posting keys. Define posting keys. SPRO, SPRO, SAP reference IMG, SAP reference IMG, financial accounting new, financial accounting new, financial accounting global settings new, financial accounting global settings new. Next, document, document, define posting keys, transaction code OB41, OB41. Write down a note, write down a note, note, no configuration changes, no configuration. No configuration changes required for this step. So what does it mean? No configuration changes are required for this step in the sense already SAP has predefined for every module what are the debit posting keys for each module and what are the credit posting keys. So we are going to follow the same posting keys, which is SAP standard. In real time also, 100%, no company will create their own posting keys. Every company will follow the posting keys which are provided by SAP standard. Clear? That why I'm showing this in the sense, just you need to have a knowledge what are the different posting keys SAP is having. Okay. Everyone.
Will we be able to view them, Naveen, after
Yes,
we
that's
open
what
this
I'll show you now.
OB41? Okay.
That's what I'll show you now. Okay. So here SAP financial accounting new, financial accounting global settings new, document, define posting keys. So I'll go to additional information. IMG activity. OB41 is the transaction code. OB41. Define posting keys. Okay, you can see here. Okay, so 01. Customer posting key will start with 01 and ends with 19. Okay, ends with 19, and vendor posting keys will start from 21, say 19, and ending with 39. See here. Okay, and GL posting keys, you will have 40 and 50.
So for vendor from 21 to 31, right, Naveen?
Sorry, I'll tell you that. I'll tell you. So what do you mean by vendor debit, vendor credit, and all? Okay. Out of this, are we going to use? See, there are number of posting keys are there, right? Number of posting keys are there. So out of this, we are going to use only few, and few posting keys are automatically triggered by SAP whenever we do the entry part. As I said that payment difference account. So that will automatically reflect zero balance ledger account. That will automatically cash discount automatically. So system will check whether it has to be hit on the debit side or a credit side. According to that, it will pick the posting keys. Is this clear?
Yes.
So I'm going to, what are the posting keys we are going to use generally? I'm going to give the list right now. Heading is posting case. Right up. Posting keys. So for GL debit and 50. GL credit. Okay. And this is related to GL module. I'll give you module wise. GL module. And this is also GL module. Okay. Next one, 21. Vendor debit. $31. Vendor credit. $29. and our special GL debit. So down payments, advance payment, those are called special GL 39. Vendor special GL credit. So these are AP model. Okay, next one. 01. Customer debit. Customer credit. This is we are going to use an AR module.
So customer special GL debit and credit, what for what we will use?
Advance payment if we receive, down payment.
Okay. So are these posting keys will come under the interview questions, Naveen? Like,
No,
will they ask?
no.
Okay.
But by looking at the entry part, we need to understand what is debit key and what is credit key. Interview, they won't ask you
Okay.
because it's an end user activity, right?
Yes.
When it comes to asset, asset debit, asset credit, and this is comes under asset accounting module. $89 inventory debit, 99 inventory credit. These are nothing but your MM, EP, and SD modules. Why I'm telling this in the sense, we are going to see these modules also at the time of integration. Just write it down. So these are the posting keys, manual posting keys. We are going to use it. Okay, you can see that. You can write it as a posting keys manual. Manual posting keys. Just write it down. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Is that okay?
Okay, Navin.
Meanwhile, just write it down. Thank you and sorry. Any questions still here? Hope you're audible.
Yes, Navin. Navin, I have a question regarding the 21 and 31. Uh, 31 is for debit, vendor debit, right, in the AP model?
Sorry.
Uh, I have a question regarding the vendor credit and vendor debit. So 31 would be vendor debit, right?
No, it's a vendor credit. What is the entry you will write? Whenever you receive an invoice from a vendor, what is the entry you will, what is the entry it will be get affected? Invoice entry. Whenever we process an invoice on vendor, what would be the entry it will get affected?
GRNI to vendor credit.
Sorry,
GRNI debit.
GRIR to
Yeah, vendor debit. Vendor credit.
vendor credit, right? So what does it mean? 40 GRIR is a GL account. So 40 GRIR or any expense if you give expense account. Okay, GRIR account debited. Okay, next 31. Vendor is the giver, debit the receiver, credit the giver. So vendor is giving a stock to us, correct? What is the entry whenever we purchase a stock inventory from a vendor? So what is the entry we will write? Inventory account debited to vendor account, correct? Vendor comes under which account? Vendor comes under personal account. Vendor is a personal account. So what is a personal account rule? Debit the receiver and credit the giver, right? So here 31 is nothing but when vendor is giving. So why vendor is sending an invoice? Because he has provided either services or he has provided as a raw material or stock. Clear? So whenever we are booking, see when vendor will come into the picture in our AP module, P2P module, P2P cycle, when the AP team books the invoice, correct? So what is whenever we receive a stock, what is the entry we will write? Inventory account debited to GRIR account, correct? So whenever AP team receives the invoice, whenever they process it, then what is the entry where it will get reflected? GRIR account debited to vendor account. So GRIR credit, GRIR debit will be knock off, and the entry will be affected as an inventory account debited to vendor account. So here inventory is nothing but your GL account, right? That is nothing but 40 posting key. And what is vendor credit here? Vendor is nothing but 31. Clear?
Yes, Naveen.
Whenever we are making the entry,
Sorry?
able to hear me?
Yes, yes.
So like whenever we are posting an entry, say for example, to the vendor accounts, we could see an entry for debit, like we are posting an invoice, it could be 40, 31.
Your voice is cracking.
Hello,
Yeah, now, yeah, please.
it is clear, right? So
Yeah.
like whenever we are posting an entries in the system, in the AP module system,
Okay.
so whenever we see, like whenever we post an invoice, it would be the vendor will be in 40 and the invoice whatever we post with the GL would be 31, right?
No, no. Vendor will be in 31, and the GL account either that will be either 40 or 50. Vendor will be either 31 or 21. If
I've
it is a
seen
special GL,
21 is for credit, Naveen. So
correct,
that
correct.
is what. Huh.
That is invoice credit, not vendor credit.
Okay. So
Yeah.
vendor. Okay, we are like we it will get changed in that books and this books. You mean to say?
Sorry.
Like we are not clear on this concept, like why this 21 is changing and all.
No. See, again, there are two types of things. One is invoice and credit memo, for example. Vendor, I'll mention it as a, there is a customer invoice. See, vendor invoice and vendor credit memo. Okay. Vendor, there are two documents will be there. One is vendor invoice. Do you know what do you mean by debit note and credit note? What is the difference between debit note and debit memo, credit note and credit memo?
Debit is what we need to pay, credit is
No.
what we need to get.
My question is clear. What is the difference between a debit note and a debit memo? Credit note and credit memo.
Debit memo is something which is costing an extra for the debit copy. It means like extra additional costs, whatever we are giving to the vendor.
Is there difference between a debit note and debit memo?
No difference.
I'll tell you, I'll give you the clarity when we do a AP model. There is a lot of differences there in between debit note and debit memo. When we are supposed to call this as a debit note, when we are supposed to call this as a debit memo. I'll give you that clarity when we start with the AP model, because it will kill complete session. So I'll tell you, vendor invoice. So vendor invoice, when he can send an invoice, for example, probably we purchased inventory or services from supplier on credit, correct? If it is a cash transaction, probably we will record and we will forget it. But whenever we purchases inventory or services from supplier on credit. So here, whenever we are talking about inventory and services, right? Supplier will come under AP module. Supplier will come under AP module. So whenever we are talking inventory and services, okay, then that will come under GL module. That will comes under GL module. So the entry would be, so what is the debit posting key of GL account? So what is the entry here? For example, what is the entry here? For example, we are purchasing an inventory or goods. So entry would be purchases account, manual accounting, purchases account debited to, we are representing to, for example, to vendor account. To vendor account, right? So whenever we post an invoice in the system, this entry manually, this entry will looks, whereas in SAP, how it's going to be effect. So purchase is nothing but a GL account. It's a GL module, GL account. So here it will be hit as an 40 purchases account. Okay. And vendor has been debited or credited here as per the personal account.
Credited.
Credited. So what is the vendor credit posting key?
31.
31. So to vendor account, right? So this is normally whenever we book the invoice in the system. So here it will show 40 GRIR account debited or any expense account or any GL account, and 31 will be vendor account. You can simulate and you can see vendor. And same time, vendor credit memo. So whatever stock we have purchased, 100 stock we have purchased, out of that 10 stock or 20 stock is got damaged, right? And we are going to return to a vendor. We are going to return the vendor that particular stock. So here, who is receiving here?
Vendor is receiving.
Vendor is the receiver. So vendor, what is the personal account rule? Debit the receiver, credit the giver. So vendor has to be debited. So vendor has to be debited as per manual accounting. How it will take? Vendor account debited to purchases returns account, right? Vendor has been debited. So whereas in SAP, how it's going to be effect in the sense, 21 is the posting key for vendor debit. Okay, this is the credit memo. It's a credit memo. It's a credit memo you are posting. It's not an invoice. You are posting a credit memo. So 21 is vendor account. 21 is vendor account. So here GL purchase returns. So that is GL credit. 50 purchases returns. Is this clear? Same vendor down payment. I'll show you in AP module that how it's going to be affect 29, 39. Any questions? Lalita.
Now this is clear.
It's clear. So when just once you post the entry, just 100% you will simulate it, but kindly check once. If you feel anything different, then you can raise a concern.
Yeah, I'll just put the screenshot and I'll confirm.
Yes, please. That's better.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, put in this group only, if possible.
Okay.
So that everyone will get aware of it. And I can explain in the session, tomorrow session or next week session.
Done, Naveen.
Yeah. Clear? Anyone have a questions?
No, Naveen.
Yes. Yes, no.
No, Naveen.
Everyone are clear with this posting case?
Yes, Naveen.
1 second. Okay. So the next topic is exchange rate deviation. Put a heading as an exchange rate deviation. Exchange rate deviation. Exchange rate deviation. What is the exchange rate deviation? Okay. what is the exchange rate deviation means? Okay, what is the exchange rate deviation in the sense? It's very important. For example, let us assume today 50 rupees is 1 USD. Okay. Okay. So what is the exchange rate deviation? For example, you are posting an invoice at the time of this one 50. Today's dollar rate is 50. Okay, but here we have entered into an agreement with the supplier or customer. We are posting the invoice with 52 exchange rate value, 52 rupees. Okay, understood this?
When we have the dollar value 50 now, why we are
Exchange
posting
rate DV, this is called exchange rate. Why we are agreement, I'll tell you. For example, we went to one jewelry shop. Okay, one jewelry shop, and we selected few ornaments, gold ornaments. Okay, and we have given an order to the shopkeeper, and he said that it's a 1 lakh, for example, 10,000 USD, 10,000 USD. And today we have paid in INR, we have paid around 10,000 in the sense, nothing but around, for example, 70,000 INR. And we have paid 25,000 INR as an advance. Okay, and that particular day, the US exchange rate value was USD. So exchange rate is 50 USD. Okay, and we paid an advance of 25,000. On that particular day, exchange rate value was 50, right? And he said that, the shopkeeper said that it will be get ready within a week time, So the total value is 75,000. Balance we need to pay 50,000. Balance we need to pay. After 1 week, we went to collect our ornament. Okay. And the rate is increased to 52. Or in other way, if, so for example, if I say, for example, gold, I'll take not a exchange rate, I'll take it as a gold rate, for example, then you can easily understand. Okay. On that particular day, we have selected on one ornament. Okay. The ornament rate, the complete ornament rate is 75,000. Okay. On that day, the gold rate was 30,000. The gold rate was 30,000. Understood? The gold rate was 30,000, and we have given an advance of 25,000. And after 1 week, he asked us to come and collect the ornament. Okay. So on that particular day, when we went on that particular day, the rate 35,000 or 32,000. The rate is increased to 32,000. When we went to collect our final ornament, final amount. So which amount they will mention on the invoice?
32,000.
30,000 or 32,000?
30,000?
30,000.
30,000, right? They have committed, right? When they took an
30,000.
advance, on that day, they have clearly committed that this ornament value is 75,000. And on that particular day, the rate was 30,000. So they have committed to give us on 30,000. So after 1 week, when we went to the shop, the rate increased, but it's not our responsibility. It's not our risk, customer risk, right? Owner has to give at what price? 30,000 price or 32,000 price?
30,000.
30,000. So the invoice will be
But we have not paid full amount, right, on that day?
sorry.
But we have not paid full amount.
But still,
on
you
that
have paid
day.
an advance on what agreement? On whenever we are paying an advance, what does it mean? On that particular lay, whatever amount is there, that will be paid on the final payment. The final payment will be paid as per this particular rate, not on that new rate. So if it is get decreased, then the shopkeeper will give less than that amount. If it is 27,000,
No,
will he?
he will not.
Yes or no?
No, he will not pay.
So even
No,
with,
no, he'll not.
it's an agreement, right, between the customer and the supplier. It's an agreement. Whatever may be the price on that particular day, delivery time, whatever may be the price, okay, it will not be considered. So whatever price was there at the time of agreement, only that has to be accepted. Clear? So will
Yes.
they give the invoice at 30,000 or 32,000?
30,000.
30,000. Okay. So here also the same thing. See, when here, see, we have entered into an agreement. When we have entered into an agreement with vendor, at that particular time, the rate was 52. The rate was 52. Exchange rate was 52. But today's what is the rate?
50.
50. So the exchange rate at the time of when we receive an invoice, so will it come into 52 rate or 50 rupees?
52, what we agreed at the time of.
Whatever agreement is there, that is called 52. So here we are deviating the exchange rate. See, when we entered into an agreement, the exchange rate was 52, but today's the exchange rate was 50. Exchange rate is 50. Right? Even though we are processing invoice today, but the exchange rate was the agreement exchange rate we have to take. So this is called a deviation. We are not taking the current one. We are taking the agreement dated one. So this is called deviation. Anyone have a questions on this? We are posting. We are even though today's rate is 50, but we are posting the invoice 52. Right? How much is the percentage of deviation we are doing? Clear? How much percentage of deviation we are doing?
2%. 2 USD.
Sorry?
2 USD, 50 and 50. 52
One
minus
second,
50.
I'll
right?
show you this. 52 minus 50 into 100 divided by 50. 4%. 2 into 100 divided by 50. 4% of deviation. Understood, everyone? Don't go with the formula. I'm just taken 2 into 100 by 50. What was the rate? Understood? So here in exchange rate deviation, we are going to define how much exchange rate difference. See, as you know that you are booking an invoice today. So SAP automatically. So here, for example, you have received an invoice today, clear, and the agreement was before day. So in SAP, it will take today's exchange rate value. So already we will define what is the maximum exchange rate deviation the system can accept. So normally 99.99%, what is the maximum exchange rate deviation will be accepted is maximum of 10% of exchange rate deviation can be accepted for any currency. For any currency. Is that clear?
Sorry, Naveen. Maximum 10%.
10% of any currency exchange rate deviation. So maybe you have received last month invoice and you are processing today. So exchange rate value will either increase or decrease. But at the time of posting, what is the exchange rate difference the system maximum can accept? In the sense 10%. If it is more than 10%, the system won't accept. Clear?
Okay.
So what is the maximum exchange rate difference? In the sense deviation can be accepted, in the sense 10% is the maximum exchange rate deviation can be accepted. Any questions? Any questions?
Naveen, is it same like we will change the exchange rate for few
Exactly.
documents?
At the time of reversal, we will do it, because it should be once you are booking an invoice of foreign currency. So at the time of reverse, you have to post on the same exchange rate value what was there earlier invoice has been posted. We will change exchange rate value and we will post it. Clear?
Naveen, sorry. So when we are reversing, we will reverse in MR item T code. Right?
Sorry. No, MR item, it will take whatever rate is there. If you are doing automatical reversal MR item, then it will take as it is what is there in the document, the original document.
Then why need of any manually entering it?
When we are doing manually, then it won't take automatic whatever the original this thing. Whenever we are doing manual reversal, then at that particular point of time, we need to give manually the exchange rate value of that particular date.
Got it.
Clear?
Clear.
Okay. So write down. We are going to define this percentage now. So write down exchange rate deviation. Write down the path. SPRO, define exchange rate deviation. Exchange rate deviation. Write down the path. SPRO, SAP reference ING, financial accounting new, financial accounting global settings new, global parameters for company code, global parameters for company code, currencies, maximum exchange rate difference.
2 minutes now. Financial accounting global parameters new.
Company global parameters for company code. Next one, currencies.
Global parameters.
Maximum exchange rate difference. Maximum exchange rate difference. Next, define maximum exchange rate difference per company code. Exchange rate difference per company code. Transaction code OB64, OB64. Transaction code OB64.
OB64, right?
Yes. So global parameters for company code. Okay, currencies. Maximum exchange rate difference. Define maximum exchange rate difference per company code. OB64. Okay, define maximum exchange rate difference per company code. transaction code OB64. So click on execute. Hope everyone has written their path. So next, write down. Click on position button. Write down. Click on position button. Click on position button. Next, give company code UT01. 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 Give company code UT01. So these are the three company codes, right? Our company codes are these three. Okay. So here company code, company name, city, whatever company we have given at the time of company creation, company code creation, and maximum exchange rate deviation. Maximum exchange rate deviation. So here you can give 10%. So 10%. And where is the UU01? 10%. 10%. So maximum deviation we are giving it's on 10%. So if you are in this here, best run Germany, this is SAP standard company, right? If you are here, SAP standard companies. So even those also, they are given 10%. It's a maximum across the globe. 99.99% companies will give the exchange rate deviation for any currency 10%. So click on save button. Any questions still here? Any questions? Anyone have a questions? Understood why we are giving an exchange rate deviation?
Just got it.
Yes, no.
Yes.
Naveen, sorry, can you
Yes,
please
sir.
can you please relate this to the subject, to the process?
Of course, right? See,
You said
we will do number of, see, if we are doing a India to India transaction within India, then this particular step is not required. This
yes.
particular step is not required, foreign currency valuation or whatever it is. But here what happens is, whenever we are doing import and exports, international trading, clear? So what happens is, the problem is here, the currency exchange rate values will not be the same every day. Because of XYZ reason, it will be get changed. Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
Right? So at the time of when you are entered into an agreement with vendor or customer, that for example, you are going to enter one vendor, one customer. Vendor is from US and customer is from Germany, right? You are purchasing material or stock from vendor who is related to US, and you are selling the same product to customer who is in Germany, right? So Germany, they'll use Euro, and US, they will use USD, and you are using INR. So the exchange rate value every day will be the same.
No.
You have entered on agreement with your supplier is on 1st of October. You have entered on 1st of October that you want some material, and at this particular rate, on that day, the exchange rate value was 72 rupees INR, right? So when vendor has supplied the goods on 3rd October and you have received the goods on 4th October, and vendor sends an invoice on 10th of October. Okay. So 1st October, you have entered into an agreement, right? And you have received the invoice on 10th of October. So these 10 days, okay, on 1st of October and 10th of October, the exchange rate value will be the same or will be the same?
No.
No.
Yes.
No.
No, right?
No.
100% it will not be the same, right? There 100% it will be changed. It will be get changed. And whatever SAP is linked, as I said that through an ABAP program, it is linked to foreign currency websites, right? So the system will check what is your agreement exchange rate value and what is the invoice exchange rate value. So is it the same? Is it the same?
No.
No, it will be
No.
different.
So on 1st of October, it was 72, and on 10th of October, probably it's a 74 USD exchange rate value. So if I am not giving this maximum deviation, whatever deviation, 10% or whatever it is, then what happens is if I left it blank, then the system will not allow you to process the invoice if it is 0.1% deviation is there. So we are saying the system that, okay, if this particular any foreign currency value, the invoices we are receiving when we are processing, then the system need to accept up to 10%. It's not supposed to show any error. If it is beyond 10%, then the system will not accept.
Okay, all these things will happen at the back end while posting the invoice, since it is
Exactly.
linked to websites.
Exactly.
But the
So
process
if we are not giving here, we are not mentioning 10% here, then at the time of posting, see, probably in the back end, you will enter into an agreement with your vendor and you will receive, and your AP team, when they are trying to post the invoice, USD 300 invoice, you received an invoice 300 USD invoice, but at the time of agreement it was 72, now it's a 74. So when AP processor is trying to enter 300 USD invoice, then the system will not allow you to post because you have not defined the deviation of exchange rate.
Okay.
Clear? It will throw clear error stating that there is an exchange rate issue. So that's the reason 10% is acceptable.
So if it is more than 10% also,
System will not allow.
allow.
System will not allow us to post the invoice.
Then
So
what
they
we
have
will
to
do?
cancel the transaction. So that's the reason these things that whenever we receive an invoice, we'll try to post it and we'll try to make the payment as soon as possible. So that's the reason the deviation will not be there. See, $72 value may not increase in 1 year to 82 or 90, 92 or 100. So it will increase or decrease 10% only. The fluctuation will be there, maximum of 10% only.
Okay. Based on the market conditions.
Correct. That's the reason they have defined 10%. If you take a Zimbabwe, that's the reason Zimbabwe, like they are not eligible to do any foreign currency transaction because of the huge inflation. Clear? Any questions on this?
Yes, I have one question. So
Please
when
go
we are
ahead.
when we are doing the Miro postings,
A bit louder, please. I'm sorry because here I am facing an issue.
okay, when we are doing the Miro postings, PO,
MIRO, right?
MIRO
Yeah,
postings,
okay.
then we have the options to edit the exchange rate.
Yes.
Yes, there we can go and edit and we can post it, right? When we are posting the invoice as per the agreement.
Exactly. You can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, if your company allows to change, see, that's what I'm saying. See, standard we need to follow. If your
Okay.
company comes under exception, this exchange rate value, then we can change it.
Yes, yes.
But normally what happens, every invoice you will change the exchange rate value.
No, for every invoice it's not possible.
Sorry?
Not possible for every invoice.
Right? That's the reason, because it will take automatically whatever on that particular day, whatever exchange. But normally when we will change the exchange rate value in the sense, whenever we do a manual reversals.
Yes, manual reverses.
Clear? The invoice has been posted on one day. The reversal due to some reason you need to you have to reverse that particular invoice. Then at that particular point of time, because what happens if I won't change this exchange rate value in the reversal in the sense, so whenever I am doing a foreign currency, there is a month-end activity will be there. The GL team will perform for that. 100% I'm going to show you, and 101% guaranteed interview question on foreign currency valuation. That in depth we will see. So whenever they will do foreign currency revaluation, so there is a foreign currency gain and foreign currency loss, right? If you are booking incorrect invoice, you are booked due to invoice you have booked incorrect, and at the time of reversal you are booking with the wrong exchange rate. Invoice is booked with one exchange rate value and the reversal has been booked with another exchange rate value. Then at that particular point of time, whenever we do the revaluation, exchange foreign currency revaluation, at that particular point of time, either that will hit to your gain or either that will hit to loss, which was incorrect. So that's the reason manual reversal, we will try to take whatever exchange rate value we have posted at the time of invoice booking. So that what happens is if you are taking, so everything completely, it will be knocked off. GL account debit, GL account credit, right? Expenditure debit, profit center debit, profit center credit, and everything will be mapped equally. Then it will be knocked off perfectly. Any questions? And it's a huge
What
process.
if we give it as blank, Naveen? It will take 0% in the system.
No, it will take automatically on that particular date. That's what I said, right? If you leave it blank, what happens is it is driven back end. It will be linked to the foreign currency exchange rate. Will be SAP will be linked to the website of foreign currencies websites. Automatically, it will take on that particular day at that particular point of time when you are booking at that particular point of time at that particular point of date, whatever currency exchange rate value is there, that it will take automatically.
Yeah, it is like a tolerance limit again.
Sorry.
It is like a tolerance limit.
Yes. So automatically the difference will be either hit to the same thing, payment difference account.
So currency, the exchange difference will be calculated based on the today's exchange minus previous day.
Correct. Whatever the day which you have entered into an agreement.
Always from today's to yesterday's.
Yes. Clear? So that's the reason 10% we are defining as per the market condition experience. So SAP has given 10% maximum we can give. So it will not go beyond that. If it is worst to worst, if it is going beyond that, then we won't process those particular invoices. Clear?
Naveen, I have one question.
Please go ahead.
If my client says I want my exchange rate to be 5%, so can we queue here 5%?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
You
but
can.
Not beyond 10%.
Not beyond 10%.
Okay.
Okay. So that's what I'm saying. As per what I saw, like whatever projects I did and whatever I saw, 10% is the maximum exchange rate value will take. If you somebody is in stocks tradings, then definitely they'll understand why the 10% in the sense the maximum limit that will not go in a year. See, that is the reason we will process in. If you take AP invoices, either we will you're into 2022, right? Fiscal year 2022. So probably you will post invoices 2021. If you receive 1 or 10 invoices, you are trying to post in 2022, it's fine. But you are receiving any invoice of 2019 or 2018, will you process them in the system? Will you process? Hello.
Sorry, can you come
Got my
again?
point? See, the thing is you are into fiscal year 2022. So normally what we will do every year, whatever invoices, outstanding invoices are there, that we will try to post on 31st December or whatever grace period, special periods, we'll try to post the related to that particular invoice in that particular period only. Right? Either outstanding or prepaid or whatever it is, we will post it. But you're into 2022 fiscal year. We are into 2022 fiscal year and we received an invoice of 2017. Will you process in the system?
No, Naveen, we will not.
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
There are a hell lot of things will be there. In that foreign currency will be changed because it would be either more than 10%, like or more than that also. Clear? Any questions? So definitely we are going to see in depth of foreign currency revaluation because at least a minimum I'm saying you 3 to 4 questions you are going to get on foreign currency revaluations. So we have a huge topic on foreign currency revaluation. It's a month-end activity. We are going to see that.
Okay. Okay, so there is no, so we no need to calculate the foreign exchange rate here. So
I didn't get you.
so here we need not to calculate the foreign exchange rate deviation. It will system automatically will
In
take,
real time, not here.
yeah.
Because
So
we don't, it's our SAP server is not linked to this one, real-time websites.
so okay, I'm just confused about this calculation part. Today's rate minus yesterday's rate, whatever. For example,
Okay.
today we have taken with 75, and after one week it went to 80. So 80 minus 75, okay, into 100 divided by 80 or 75.
See, I took an example. See, don't go with this because this manually what I did, what is the percentage I have shown you, but in real time, you need not to do this. Again, I'm telling you. See, the rate was 50 yesterday or day before yesterday. The 50 was the USD and today's rate is 52. Okay, the rate is, but invoice will be prepared at 50. How? You can see here. Today's rate minus agreement rate. Fine.
Yes.
Today's rate minus agreement rate into 100 divided by agreement rate.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Okay. And again, I'm telling you, in real time, we don't do these calculations
Not
because
in the
system
real-
automatically perform this.
So we are not sure whether if anyone will ask as part of the interview
No,
question.
no one will ask you.
Okay.
We are not going to attend any mathematics lecturer or competitive exam lecture because for your awareness, I'm telling you how the percentage will be calculated.
Okay. Okay. Fine.
Okay. Any questions? Anyone have a questions on this? Yes, no. Okay. So what I'll do is we will continue this particular part, check company code global parameters part in tomorrow's session. Is that fine?
Okay, Navin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because just kindly check next week onwards, we will speed up the things.
Okay, Navin. Navin, regarding the session timings tomorrow.
Tomorrow, is that okay, everyone? It's 10:30 to 12:30.
Yeah, fine, Navin.
Okay. Okay.
Hope it's if anyone have a problem at 10:30, let me know in the group so that we will stick to one particular time.
10:30 is a good time.
Yeah, 10:30 is fine, Navin.
Yeah, if everyone okay with that, then we will start at 10:30 tomorrow.
Okay, Navin. So what after this point number 10, check company code global parameters. What will be the next topics?
We are going to enter into document types.
Okay, after that, once they complete the global cap parameters.
Document types, it will take a lot of time. After that, we are going to enter into GL module.
Okay, direct modules.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So if you are good at these steps, then GL module will not be an issue for you people.
Okay.
If you are good at GL module, any other module will not be an issue for you people.
Okay.
Is this clear?
Got it.
Yeah.
Yes, Navin.
That means document type it interlinked with GL module and other modules, right?
Exactly. So every step is interlinked.
Okay.
Okay.
Understood. Mhm.
And here, majority people, I don't understand, in not here, but outside when I saw in interviews and all, people don't have a grip on this new GL concept.
Okay.
Clear? So that's the reason I'm stressing much on this new GL concept. Whatever interviews I saw and whenever I asked the people regarding the new GL concept, okay, what do you mean by parallel accounting and all those stuff, people are not aware of it. So I'm stressing more on this particular concept. Okay.
Okay.
And tomorrow we are going to start with the document types also. Mostly company code global parameters and as well as document types introduction at least. Yes, no?
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you all. See you tomorrow session.
Okay.
Thank you, Navin.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.